we have Councilman Vaughn joining us by Zoom today, and we do have a quorum present. All right, so our first order of business is the approval of minutes, which is item 2A, the February 3rd, 2025 CTC meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion, we approve minutes of February 3rd, 2025.
Second.
All right, have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? I'll call for the question. Those in favor, please raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so next we have 3A, which is the approval of roads to be paid for the 2025 year using one-time C funds. We have Mr. Brian Falkenberry here with Infrastructure Consulting and Engineering. Ask him to come forward.
Good afternoon. With the percentage we had to spend on DOT roads out of this fiscal year, 24-25, after I called and made contact with AMT, the other consultant firm, they only had spent $609,000. And so to keep Chester in compliance, I had to spend another $500,000 on DOT roads. And two roads that were voted on in September on my list for the one-time money was Duke Street and Quail Hollow Circle. So I took that money and spent it on those two roads, which spends the $500,000 to bring up Chester in compliance with spending 25% of the total funds for 24-25 fiscal year. With that being said, I had to pull out some county roads. So after I pulled out some county roads, I kind of went and divvied up the money as close as I could between the districts that I had, which was District 1, District 2, District 3, and District 4. And I give an option A or an option B for the CTC to vote on.
Mr. Chairman, he and I had this little conversation back there a while ago, and Mr. Hester and I had a little conversation, and Mrs. Bagley, we went over on Lynn Road, and it is destroyed. Now, I'm not talking about potholes, I'm talking about destroyed. The pulpwood companies went in there and just absolutely tore it up. And then Wiley's Mill Road was shut down for a while, and the logging trucks were diverted off of Wiley's Mill Road, which they just got through paving, on the Westbrook Road. And Westbrook Road now is almost in the same shape as Lynn Road, not quite as bad, but it's in bad shape. There's a lot of traffic on Westbrook Road. Mr. Howell back there lives on Westbrook Road, and he met 4 logging trucks on it just before it came out of his driveway. We need to, I don't have any problems with what Mr. Falkenberry is doing, but we need to be looking at how we can repair those 2 roads or get the state or somebody to come in and do it. People don't need to knock the front ends out from under their car. There's I don't know how many families live down on Lynn Road, but it's a significant number. It's another road off of there called Old Nunnery Farm Road, just got people on it. So, if we got any money to spend, you know, I'm not saying that all these other streets don't need to be fixed, but those 2 they might as well be dirt roads.
Let me, go ahead. You gotta ask your question, right? I'm sorry.
No, y'all keep going.
No, I didn't mean to cut Mr. Age off. I'm sorry.
I think Mr.
Yeah,
Akins read.
Okay, yeah. So the list of roads you got, I don't know if I missed the meeting or not, but how did we come up with the roads in just districts 1, 2, 3, and 4, and not 5 and 6?
The other consultant firm has those.
Okay, so
Yes.
there's another firm.
Yes, the other firm has those.
So, Mr. Falkenberry, what you're asking today is we have to have District 2, District 3, those 2 roads to meet our state DOT requirement.
Correct.
So, in turn, have to make a choice of option A or option B as to the rest of the funds.
Correct.
Okay. Just to clarify that for everyone. This does not count what the other consulting firm will be doing, which is Districts 5 and 6. They are in charge of the one-time money, which is a much smaller amount.
Well, I'm sorry. If you look at District 3, you see Doe Street and Fawn Street, dirt roads. And
They're
they're off
treated.
of
Snell Grove,
Snell Grove.
correct.
And there may be 3 or 4 trailers on them that down through there. I don't remember how many is down in there, but it's nowhere near what's on Westbrook Road and what's on Lynn Road. And that's a lot of money to spend on 2 dirt roads with that few people on them.
Can I ask real quick, just for clarification, was there any input, was Westbrook or Lynn on any list that we had going into this year?
Well, the reason it had been,
Because that's
They
what I
just
said,
got
I
pulled
just was
up.
curious and so we have no cost estimates on those roads? Okay. So, again, and we're already well into this CTC, new round of CTC comes back out in September.
Yes.
So being where we are, Mr. Agee, maybe because we have no cost estimate, it would put us too far behind in this track to get, we have to get these bids out because if we don't get them out, am I right in saying we're going to wait 2 years?
Yes,
So, Mr. Esther, can we make a note of those 2 roads, Mr. Agee?
Absolutely. And that's what I say, we'll get a
Make
cost
sure.
estimate. We can bring them back before council in the next CTC meeting. They could be ones that we're on for our next round of funding because we won't get these roads for probably a year now.
Yep.
well, if we don't do anything else, we need to get the highway department, Mr. whatever his name is, I can't remember, that runs the highway department, stand right there and tell us why he can't fix the darn roads for the citizens out there that vote for us. And that's basically what I hear every day is about roads.
Yep. Dennis Moore. He's Chester County resident maintenance engineer.
And we can make that work order request. We'll follow all those steps, get some cost estimates on it as well, Mr. Agee.
Tell him to call him, aggravate him.
I'd love for him to stand right there and let me ask him those questions.
I have quite a few, too.
Is there any more discussion? So we need to make a decision between option A or option B. So one more
Do we
time, the 2, Mr. Vaughn, go ahead.
Do we make individual motions, like do I make a motion for the ones that I want in District 2? Or how does it work?
It's, Mr. Bone, it's pretty much, if you want those 3 roads under option A or those 3 roads under option B. With the money, it's just tight,
Oh, I understand,
yeah.
but I was just wondering about the exact way we would pass this. Do we need a motion?
Do all 4 districts have to take option A or versus option B, or can it be mixed?
Yep, it's gonna have to be one or the other, because I kind of floated money around, because those 3 roads in District 1 don't equal the same amount of money as the 2 roads in District 1 as far as B. And the same thing with District 2, just not exact dollar amounts for A and B as far as each district.
So for cost purposes, option A would be the amount of money you have, or option B. And
Yes.
if you started mixing them, you would draw more funds potentially than you have in place.
Correct.
Well, I would like to, option B is the option that satisfies more of my constituents than the option A, and I would be in favor of option B.
I'd agree with that. Is that in the form of a motion?
Yes.
Okay, I'll second the motion.
All right, so we have a motion on the floor to go with option B. You see that's, Mr. Agee, do you follow for option B for District?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
What I'm trying to do is make a point that we need to get somebody to be looking at these roads in an emergency situation. We can't wait a year before we do anything.
I understand. Is there any more discussion? Not, I'll call for the question. Those in favor of option B for this Chester one-time money, please raise your right hand and say aye.
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 All right, all in favor. That brings us to council comments. So are there any additional comments that anyone has?
So, one-time money, the other firm has one-time money as well.
No, so the other firm has the recurring funds for 2 years. They won the contract for the 2-year recurring funds, which is $1.6 million roughly. Am I right in that, Brian?
Yes, 1.567.
Okay, 1.567. That number generally stays pretty close to the same dollar amount wise. So AMT has those funds for this year that we're currently in and next year based on the contract. We awarded ICE the one-time money, which was
2.711 million.
2.711 this year. And so those funds, Mr. Guy, they change every year. Last year, they were 300,000. This year, we got 2.7 million.
Thank you.
Are there any more comments? Not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All right, all in favor of adjourning, please raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
All right, we're adjourned.